doing a program on Texas dance halls, and want to talk to you about your long career and how it intersected with a lot of Texas dance halls. Of course, you started down here in San Antonio in your early bands, and before the Sir Douglas Quintet, were you playing shows around in any form?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had the band called the Goldens. I was singing in Denny Esville back in those days, and we played a lot of dance halls back in the days, you know. And a friend of mine, Geronimo Trevino, wrote a book about dance halls. I
One
don't
of
know
the
if you
best, yeah.
know, and I just looking at it the other day, and out of all those dance halls, I played like 31 of them over the years. You know, it's hard to believe I'm that old.
You're a lot older than me, thank you. Hello. You have been, Augie and I met back in the early 70s, and of course I had known him by the music that he played from the 60s. But by then he had the Hat Band,
Yeah,
the Augie and the Hat Band. We played a lot of those joints. But talk about the early days of those places where you played, because they weren't just country western dance halls. They had Mexican music, they had rock and roll, they had
right.
R&B. And talk about how that was back then.
Well, I mean, we go to dance hall back in those days. We were making $150 for playing 3 hours. You know, we played Chescahova Hall. And what is it? The KC Hall. There's so many halls. I've got them all written down. I can't remember them all, but
Yeah.
I got a book right here in front of me with all the book dance halls. You know, but it was fun back then because you could play a country song, you could play a Jimmy Reed song, you could sit there and play a Ray Price song. No matter what you played, they liked it. Because all they wanted to do was dance. And if you played a two-step, they'll dance to every song. It was a two-step. You know.
Yeah, I know, man. As long as you had that Johnny Bush, Ray Price 444, they'd be dancing.
They'd be dancing. That's right.
I played the first place I played, and you would know about it because it was the Farmer's Daughter.
Oh yes.
And of course, we had put out that record in 1973 of "Take Me Back to Tulsa." So old Bobby Barker, loved Bob
Bobby
Wills,
Barker.
yeah, hired us, and behind the stage was a 8-foot picture of Bob Wills there. We were like, "Dang, man, we're in Texas." And but old Doug said to me, I said, "You ever played the Farmer's Daughter?" And Doug said, "No way, I'm gonna play the Farmer's Daughter, man."
Yeah.
I said,
I went by there the other day, about a week ago. We drove by. I told my wife, Sarah, I said, "There's the old Farmer's Daughter." I think it was a barbecue place now.
"Is that right? By golly."
Yeah.
But you come from you come from the time when there was the different kinds of music were the different kind of crowds, but the dance halls would accommodate all of them.
All of them. That's right. You play whatever you want. It was fun back in those days.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
then
mean,
go ahead.
I play some of them dance halls, and I play a polka, and then they said, "Can you play another one?"
Yeah.
And that the one I knew back in those days. I'm going to go back in the 58, 59. They said, "Play some more." One time we played in Seguin, Texas. I don't know. I can't remember the dance hall we played up there, but they wanted waltzes. Man, how many waltzes can you play? I mean, I didn't know that many. I could do a song and make it into a waltz beat. So it was fun doing that back in those days. One time, a friend of mine in Martinez Hall, I played there. I'm going back in '57. My mama had a grocery store on East Houston Street, and this band, people came in and said, "You're a musician. Can you get us a band to play at Martinez Hall for a wedding?" I said, "Sure, man." Well, only band around the neighborhood that time was the T-Birds. They were a black group. They played nothing but R&B and rhythm and blues. So I hired them for, I think it was $200 per play for 4 hours. And the first dance they wanted was said, "Can you do the wedding dance?" And the guys looked at him and said, "We don't know that song, but we play something." They played Honky Tonk for the wedding dance. And then a couple of weeks later, people come in and said, "Man, I thought you were giving us a country band. They played nothing but blues. But they danced all night for him.
I was gonna say, as long as they can count to 4, you can dance.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, then you and Doug, of course, formed quite a legendary band. Then recorded with Huey Moe. But at that time, then being a rock and roll band, of course, Huey tried to sell y'all as coming from England.
Yeah.
It was Sir Douglas. Who was this Sir Douglas guy?
Well, Huey came to San Antonio at the Coliseum. Dave Clark Five came, and I opened the show at the Goldens, and then Doug's band played, and then Dave Clark Five. But I owned the first box organ in America back in that time. And after we got through opening the show, Doug was going to play. I heard Dave Clark Five was going to cancel because they didn't have a box. Their box organ broke. So I told Mike Smith, he passed on now, bless his heart. But I said, I got a box organ. He said, no, we have an English organ. I said, I got one. So they went in the green room and they looked and he said, he's got a bloody box organ. So they used it. And Huey Moe come backstage and said, Doug, you have long hair. And Augie, you got long hair. Y'all know each other. So we've known each other since we were 12. So put a band together because I want to do an English type stuff. And where me and Doug used to, Doug was playing at a place called a Blue Note. Doug said, you got eyes to come play with me Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week? And I said, yeah, I'll come. And me and Doug were always friends. I'd go see him play. He'd come see us play. But we played, but this couple would get on the dance floor and dance. And Doug said, man, she's a body mover. So he wrote a song called She's a Body Mover. We went to Huey, we cut it in Houston. We cut a whole album in 2 days. We each got $25 for it. And when the record came, they wouldn't play it on the radio because it said body mover. Risque back in those days. So Doug had to go back in the studio and change it to She's a Body Mover. And that's the story of the quintet.
That's it, yeah.
Said, y'all got to sound English. And it was just me and Doug were the only two English guys in the band. The rest of three were Spanish. And I remember he asked Johnny Parrish, our drummer, said, man, you guys talk English. He said, hey, but man, I'm talking the best English I can. They were true stories, you know.
So then when you formed the Hat Band and the Family Band and of course the current, you know, just Augie and the Texas Tornadoes and stuff, have you started playing dance halls again, or is it you're a limited schedule these days?
Well, after the quintet, Doug wanted to play jazz.
Yeah.
Wow. So I wrote a song called Hey Baby, Que Paso and recorded it. And I played a few dance halls, but not too many. Mostly I was playing clubs around Texas and in California and Louisiana. But I like to play listening rooms where people sit and listen to you now, you know.
Well, but in your life, you have seen this state and the music change drastically because, again, I told people, you know, back when I met you and everything, we were, you know, we had cut our hair because playing country music in a dance hall with long hair, it was dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Back in the days, I wrote a song called Just Because I Got a Beatle Haircut Don't Mean I Ain't a Cowboy. But, I mean, that was fun back in those days, you know, but everybody's got long hair now.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was really, it's changed so much and so different. And the kind of things you've done span everything. In other words, the kind of music that you have done over the years, from Hey Baby, Que Paso, to the stuff with Doug, to the Hat Band stuff, to all that you've recorded, is what goes on in Texas dance halls, Texas clubs, Texas honky-tonks, whatever it is. And some of it you dance to, some of it you do the hippy-dippy shake, and some of it it's a two-step and what. But don't ask Augie Meyers to play more than one waltz a night, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's right, man. But I'll play a lot of two-steps because I put a country album out not long ago, and I took it to Nashville, and I said, Augie, it's good country, but it's old country. Because all was Ray Price, Lefty Frizzell, you know, Hank Williams. I didn't play their songs, I played mine, but in that kind of vibe, you know. And I got to leave, and he said, "You're gonna leave my CD, your CD with me?" I said, "No, it's old country. You ain't gonna like it." Capitol Records, I'll never forget.
You always would come up and share your music with me. You know, I remember when you played me Hey Baby, Que Paso, and we went shopping it around. You made a deal and everything. You've always had great creative stuff going on, and are part of the legacy especially of San Antonio, Texas. And you know, folks, I just want to tell you, the other day when it was celebrating Augie's 80th birthday was quite a show of appreciation down here, and so well deserved, my friend. Man took a Vox organ and made it into an institution, by God.
It was fun while it lasted.
Hey, you're in good shape, my friend. You're still in great shape.
I'm happy.
Oh, listen.
I feel blessed, you know, where I'm at.
Listen, Listen, man, the other thing that a lot of folks don't know about Augie Meyers is he's been called on by some of the greatest musicians, songwriters in the world to play on their records, you know. And the list is long, you know, but let it be known that, you know, that Augie's sound and Augie's playing is known all around the world.
That's my mailbox money.
We want to thank you once again, Augie, and all of San Antonio. Say adios, and hey, baby, que pasó?
Take care, be safe, Ray. Love
Thank you, pal. Love you too.